Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dolez and welcome back to Terraria. In the last episode, we did a little bit of building and then murdered a couple king slimes, and that's what I was looking for. We did a little bit of building, just to kind of get started. We got crate potions, cool. Let's quick stack everything. I'm going to start saving crates, by the way. Because we're going to want a bunch of crates for hard mode once we get there, so that we can get a lot of the hard mode ores quickly. I am so running out of inventory. I really need to work on the base more. I haven't had too much of a chance yet, but getting there. For the time being, let's actually come up here and we're going to stack those. So I just want to kind of show off that I have been building a little bit. I've been kind of getting structure and symmetry together. This is going to go upwards fairly high, but not too high, because if it starts getting too high in the air, I'll have the harpies and in hard mode wyverns start spawning. But I left this blank, and it's only a single thick of the walls, because this is going to be one of the NPC rooms, as is this. And all of those rooms are going to be themed with a different thing, so I'm not going to build them until I'm ready to actually build the rooms with whatever theme I want to come up with. So like, for example, the Dryad is going to get a nature theme. In fact, we might go to a couple different worlds to try to get a few items relatively soon, so that we can make a really nice forestry area for her. For example, none of these guys are really jumping out to me on what to do. Obviously the fisherman, Danny, is going to have a nice like aquatic theme room and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to build this into a well eventually, and have a nice elevator all the way down. This reaver shark will be helpful with that. You know what? Let's reforge it actually. I would like something fast. Don't care about damage. No. Quick. Quick is good. So now my pickaxe is much faster. And that's going to be helpful. So we have some good stuff today. The big goal for today is to go to the jungle and do a little bit of exploration. But before we go there, I'm going to run into a slime. We are fairly powerful now. Slimes are no longer a threat to us at all. That guy was doing 1 damage to us. But what I want to do, one, I want to eat some food. I really need to figure out what the quick key for that is. Let's put all our money away. I will get some stuff later, but right now what I want to grab is a bunch of bombs, and we're going to turn these bombs into sticky bombs. The reason being is we're going to go to the jungle, and there is an issue with the jungle in this world, namely it's surrounded by corruption. Once we get to hard mode, the corruption will start spreading, and worst case scenario, the corruption will completely destroy the jungle. And if it does that before we're finished with the jungle, well, we'll lose it. And then we have to make an artificial jungle and all sorts of stuff, and it's nasty. It's going to be a big problem. But there's a couple ways around it. The easiest requires a lot of luck. So in hard mode, there are two opposing forces in the world that are released. Namely, there is the corruption, which is pretty much the same as it is in the normal mode, the non-hard mode. And there is the hollow, which is the light counterpart that is just as bad, if not more dangerous than the corruption. Now, what that means for us is we're gonna have two different, like, where is that worm? Two different corruptions, essentially, spreading and trying to take over the entire world. The Hollow does spread just like the corruption, and, well, similarly, I should say. And it can be just as bad and take over just as much. Right now, these guys, sunflowers, which I haven't really messed with much. Let's actually grab some. These guys can be placed, and what they will do is... Hey, there's a meteor. That's a new meteor, I do believe. Oh well, whatever. I don't care too much. But what the corruption can do, what the sunflowers can do, is stop the corruption from spreading. But that doesn't work in hard mode. The corruption gets a little bit more aggressive. The Hollow as well is fairly aggressive. So currently, if we can find some, there's going to be an area, I know, yes, right here. So as you can see, there is corruption right here, and it is stopped by the jungle grass, and specifically the mud. So in this, right now, corruption can only spread to dirt, and I think it can only spread to dirt, maybe stone as well. But once we get to hard mode, the corruption can spread to the mud. What it does is it slowly changes the mud to dirt. And I probably should get like a calming potion or something, or not do this at night. Ow. But yeah, so basically the corruption will spread to dirt, or to the mud, by converting the mud to dirt and then taking over. And the jungle requires dirt to, or the mud, in order to grow and actually be a jungle. So I don't know why I have that. So yeah, basically it's very bad. So one of the things I can do is completely separate the corruption from the jungle. However, that is a bit of a problem because, sorry, this looks interesting. That is a bit of a problem because if we look at the map, there's a corruption right in the middle of the jungle, and then there's a corruption at either end, more or less. So actually this meteor should help with that. This corruption is decently far away, so it's not that big of a deal, but I have to deal with this corruption and separate this corruption. So that's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be a lot of me throwing bombs and dynamite and all kinds of things at the problem to try to fix it. Now, I did say that there is a second way to deal with that, and that requires a little bit more randomness. So, in hard mode, there are certain blocks that the corruption cannot... Ooh, we got Shackle. There are certain blocks that the corruption cannot actually corrupt. One of those is the Hollow. The Hollow and the corruption are essentially equals. They cannot corrupt each other. So the obvious answer to the problem would be, well, add Hollow. And that would actually work. The Hollow does not change the jungle at all. However, when hard mode starts, there is essentially two, more or less a V-shape of Hollow and corruption that extends through the world, and it is completely random, both where it starts and which of the, like, I guess lack of a better term, tendrils, is the hollow. Also, I kind of want to look for a couple things in the jungle. Today we're going to explore the underground jungle. We're decently powerful now, so we can do this. But yeah, so we could hope that the hollow spreads to the jungle, and I would rather the jungle compete with the hollow than the corruption, because it actually stands a chance against the hollow. It would not be overtaken by the hollow if that was the case. So the other option is to either hope for the best and have the hollow spread to the jungle, or artificially do so. Either way, it's gonna be nasty. Let's grab some stuff. I died here once. Yeah, so like I said, today we'll deal with that. I will deal with that. Most likely, I'm just going to slowly destroy the corruption around the jungle. There is enough of the corruption otherwise. That could be completely and utterly ruined if the jungle or the corruption from beating the wall of flesh decides to take over the jungle anyways. But hopefully that doesn't happen. We have a lot of stuff. We have some vines, that's good. So, bees. Poisoned. There's moon glows everywhere. And I hear stuff. Oh, I see stuff now. Spike slimes. Jungle spores, we want that. Yeah, so today we are going to explore the jungle a little bit. I'm looking for a couple things in particular, but whether or not I find them doesn't matter too much. Let's kill these bees. And yeah, so the jungle has a lot of good treasure, but it is annoying to harvest. Going after the moon glow, I don't know why. I could go the other way and probably have a bunch of other things to get, but let's just explore this direction. There is a glow down here. Jungle spores. That is something I want a lot of. Oh hey, there's an unconscious man. That is something I actually have no knowledge about. Well, I know about it, but I have not done anything with this yet. So let's talk with the Tavern Keeper. He sells stuff for Defender medals. This is, and then the Eternia crystals and crystal stands. For a starter, take a few of these Defender medals on the house. Got special defenses you can buy. First thing you need to know is the special. Okay. Use artifacts to create traps, defensive towers. Challenging old one's army. Yeah, so we'll deal with that later. I'll read into that and we'll go through his dialogues. But we found the Tavern Keeper. That is a crossover event with, what's it called? Dungeon Defender? I actually have next to no knowledge of that game. But I do know that the event is kind of cool. We'll get into that another time, though. Let's light things up. Let's use our yo-yo and be safe. And kill these guys. So lots of slime, lots of man-eaters, right? Yes. There's another version of those in hard mode that I get confused what their names are, but let's grab some gold. Why not? And yeah, so we found the Tavern Keeper. That is cool. That is something that unlocked when we beat the Eater of Worlds. Now, we're probably not going to do anything with that for the foreseeable future, to be honest, just because that event can be difficult. Let's see, let's do that. Let's quick stack everything that will go in there. I really don't need the gravestone. Quick stack again. Dynamite can go in there. Shackle. I really need to clean out this inventory. Loot all and take it. I hit bees. What is this guy? Wraith statue. Wraiths are a hard mode enemy that we can now spawn, technically. Alright, bees die in water, I do believe. Let's kill the hornet and get some more jungle spores. So the jungle does have a couple of items exclusive to it. Armor-wise, there is an armor set for the jungle. However, it's not one that I particularly care about with... Undead miner. I want to kill this guy and hopefully get a rare drop. Or not. Let's heal. So yeah, there is a handful of things that you'd want to get. You need a lot of vines and the jungle spores, and there's a couple other things that you need, but let's see. Let's try to go back this way. And I'm not seeing anything like super good yet. I haven't found what I'm looking for, which is unfortunate, but it happens. Alright, so nothing there. The underground jungle is fairly large, and it is somewhat dangerous. I do have to be careful. More so just because a lot of the enemies have range, and most of the enemies will poison you. So that is a couple of things you want to avoid. But luckily I have Yo-Yo, which is made specifically from stuff here. And, oh, there's a bat. I was like, why am I getting hurt? Alright, so more vines, more piranhas. I do need to be somewhat careful. Oh my gosh, okay, come on, pop down here. Did we already... I must have already harvested that. There is a minecart trail, so let's see if this leads us anywhere. There's a heart crystal. Let's heal. Let's get the life crystal. Okay. Let's... There we go, we have the life crystal. Let's try to light this area up. Let's honestly hide for a second. We are getting too much damage. Yeah, so things... This episode has not gone too bad. Although we haven't found any of the things that I wanted to find. Namely the beehive. I wanted to take on the queen bee. Let's quick stack. What's something? Honestly, we don't need the recall potions anymore. Alright, let's grab this. Ooh, a jungle shrine. Those can be really good. let's come down here. Try to keep this fairly well lit for you guys. The hornets are annoying, but also dead. There, I was like, why am I not moving? We're stuck. Alright, let's get in here. Let's heal. We have, ooh, the boomstick. And the honey dispenser. Let's use that. Let's put some stuff. Let's get the boomstick. And we do have max life for the time being, so no more life crystals. Which is kind of alright. We'll get more later. Take a regen potion. And I do believe it's time to retreat. So we got some cool stuff. Let's heal. And I don't have any ammo for it, but let's come down here and let's do this. Alright, cool. So quick stack. Let's come up here. Let's get some ammo. And we can test out the boomstick. So this might be loud, but 15 damage, that's not too bad. Let's find something to shoot with it. Probably get a slime, but hopefully we can find something better. But no, so we didn't find the queen bee, but we did go back to the jungle. That slime was stuck in the wall. Alright. That's not too bad. Obviously it's really good at close range. It's a shotgun. But not too bad overall. So I don't know that we'll use that because I'm not super big into using guns. We have melee speed. And I honestly prefer yo-yos as well. But we'll see. We might use it a little bit. It's definitely better than the trident. So let's unfavorite that. And we'll have a couple guns on us. We just need to get things kind of situated. So anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. Next time we will probably go back to the jungle and try to get actually find the queen bee and take care of that. Off camera, I'm going to try to get a little bit more done. We did get a honey dispenser, which must be in here. I did take that, right? Yeah, I thought I did. Unless it's in here now. I don't see it, so maybe we didn't. I don't know. We'll deal with that. We'll find it, and unless I'm blind, that could be the case. But anyways, I will do a little bit of work off camera, hopefully. Hopefully I'll have a chance to, and we can kind of go from there. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to make, and a lot of stuff that I need to do. So it's just a matter of doing it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!